All right, we can go ahead with questions for Coach.
Patty, the first 8 pitches just really almost kind of set the tone with everything that happened at the start of the game. How tough was that start to see and absorb for the rest of the night?
First off, I'm going to say BYU just came in fearless and attacking, and they did a phenomenal job. They're very good hitters. They're tough outs. We didn't have our game today. There were a lot of things that didn't go right for us. Some of them were mental mistakes. Some of them were maybe a little bit of nerves. Some was too much emotion. There's just a lot of things going on, especially when we kept getting behind, then we'd catch up, and then we'd give it up, and then it felt like a lot of emotion in our dugout. So I can't take it away from BYU. They were outstanding. We got out-coached, we got out-hit, we got out-pitched, we got outplayed. Bottom line. And we are notorious for, we sometimes feel like we're not allowed to have a little glitch in our season. Oh my gosh, you've lost 3 games already? So again, we're human. I think we would all tell you that we didn't play our best, we didn't do anything our best, but we are allowed, we should be allowed, and we just don't care if people allow us to or not. It is what it is. What I'm really anxious and actually excited about is to see when this team steps up and steps forward, we're going to be at a different level. We just haven't been there yet, and it's just a constant, and sometimes it feels like we just can't breathe. And I think tonight, I'm really anxious to see what comes of this, and how we need to take a deep breath and reset and really understand what we need to do better.
Your pitching had 5 walks, and that's what he was talking about, May, the way she started and things. Your thoughts on your pitching in the game?
Not good enough, not gritty enough. We can't rely on one arm, and we need fighters. Yeah. And I'm not making excuses for anybody, but it's hard sometimes to play in this program because of the expectations. And the pitchers really want to be perfect, and when you're trying to be perfect, you are not going to be perfect. When you're trying to be perfect at the plate, you're going to be frozen. You're going to be stuck. And we just got to get the ball and just have a mentality of like, me and you, let's go. Me against you, let's go. And we're just really trying to be too perfect with things, and it's just not. There's just not a good feel to it. We just got to trust our stuff, and we just got to be that just gritty type of pitching staff. Sometimes we look that way, and sometimes we don't. Tonight we did not.
Kinzie, for you and Tiare, what's your message to your teammates after a game like this, after a stretch like this, even as long as you've been here, you haven't been through a stretch like this?
Absolutely, there's a good group of us on the team that have never been kicked in the teeth before. So this one definitely hurts. I mean, we felt it last weekend too, but going forward, what are we going to do about it? That's the big message, and there's 2 choices that you can really make. Something that we always talk about is if you want to be great, you don't really have a choice. There's one way. So at this point, we all need to buy in and get on that path. And that's really the big message going forward, is to look forward.
I'd say as much as it sucks, I'm kind of excited just because I've never felt this before. And I think for me, it's how am I going to respond? Am I, as a leadership, just going to go down the drain, like, oh, we're going to figure it out somehow? Or are we really going to buy into this team? And stepping up as leaders, just play free, keep having fun in the game. There's moments where I think we lose that. But as long as we keep having fun, having each other's backs, and just keep fighting, there's not much more you can ask for in a team to respond. So I think just looking forward for the future, this sucks, but I think it's going to be really good for us.
Kinzie, as a team, you guys drew 10 walks, but then also kind of struggled with runners in scoring position. Usually if you're drawing that many walks, you're seeing the ball well. What was kind of the disconnect between that part of it and then not being able to bring those runs around tonight?
You know, we were seeing the ball well, like you said, we had a lot of walks. I mean, we had a lot of missed hits as well. We were popping the ball up a lot. We were swinging at change-ups, you know, which is a little bit more uncharacteristic of us. We were also taking pitches that we usually hammer, which is also uncharacteristic of our lineup. So just being able to get that mentality back of what you've seen in the past years. I mean, don't get me wrong. Going forward, I don't think it's going to be a difficult switch. This turning point is not going to be difficult for us. But however, I think that when there is walks like that, there has to be swings to be able to back it up. So just being able to swing at the pitches that we want and being specific is something that needs to be done for sure.
Does it feel like there was any hesitation at the plate tonight? You talked about some pitches you usually hammer. Was there some hesitation trying to be more perfect, as Coach said earlier?
Absolutely. I think we do get caught up in being perfect. It's not just the pitchers that are trying to be perfect and hit the ball perfect and swing at the perfect pitch. We work a lot on our game plan and our approach and things like that. So sometimes we get caught up in trying to be so perfect and hit that exact pitch so perfect and just everything has to be perfect. But however, you swing hard at a good pitch, no matter what pitch it is, it's going to go somewhere and it's going to go somewhere hard. So just being able to trust ourselves and trust our training and fall back on that, because when you're trying to be too perfect, there's only been one perfect person on this planet, and he didn't play softball. So
Patty, you talk about the team.
good answer.
You talk about teams being allowed to have stretches where there's a struggle, but Kinsey's saying, never been kicked in the teeth. Tiare is saying, never been through something like this. So, yes, it is allowed, but yes, it is a different feeling. How do you sort of balance that out?
I really don't. I mean, we've been just, sometimes we can be just rolling and good enough. And that's where we are right now. We've been handling things and been good enough. The way I look at it, it's really the response of this team. We're not good enough right now, and we know that. We're not denying that, and there are a lot of teams that go through these stretches, and we don't really know how to experience it, to be honest. And so it hurts, but what do you do when you get knocked down? What do you do? What do you do when you're hurt? What do? You fix it. You fight for it. You fight for it. You work extra. You do the right things, or you don't. So we have to have a full buy-in. And there is some times when there are 3 or 4 that are really bought in, and then the others maybe are just kind of rolling, what, good enough? No, I don't know, So it's going to have to catch fire. It's going to take fire for this team, and it's got to come. Mainly the seniors are going to have to step forward with that and say, we're leading. Now here we are. We're leading. There's 10 of them. They'll take these 2. We got 10 of them. And I've got a lot of willing followers as well. But as uncomfortable as this is, it's absolutely necessary with where this team is right now.
Patty, what do you think your team can learn from this moment?
Me?
The team, like the young
Oh,
players?
the team? You can't be against team. You can't be below average play and effort and attitude and win at this level. So I'm proud of our freshmen. I really am. I think they have that grit in them. I mean, I'm not worried about them. I think Coach Rocha called on the pitchers tonight. There's got to be a gritty, that's what I'm learning is we're not tough enough. We're just not tough enough right now. And we're good, but we're not good right now either. So can we flip this? Can we turn this around? Can it happen tomorrow? We're going to wake up and we're going to see where we're at with it. But that's what we're learning, is that we just don't have the ingredients to be a team that can win it all right now. And that's being flat out honest, because they know what it looks like. I know what it looks like. We know what it feels like. And this is not it. But the good news is, we do know what it feels like. We've been there. We know how to get there, and that's the good news.
Tiare, is there a balance in bringing that intensity, that toughness, but also not pressing that could lead to more mistakes that snowball? Like, how do you balance those two things?
I think just not worrying about either one, just kind of staying neutral in it all. We talked about we were a little bit too emotional tonight, so just staying on that level, staying in our inner circle. I think that's one thing that we got to do tomorrow is just come out, stay together, play for each other, fight, just keep passing the bat and keep it simple. And I think that's just a good way to kickstart this fire.
Patty, Tiare talked about balance. Pitching tomorrow, do you bring back Kelly, or do you try to say, we're gonna try to find some other grit in our pitching
I
staff?
haven't gotten there
Okay.
yet. It's important that we really fight for this win, to win the series and still have an opportunity to hopefully win this conference race. So, not sure where we're going yet, so.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.